Airbnb bringing back experiences and launching services now as part of its app to try to broaden its appeal and full-on redesign. It's an effort for Airbnb to capitalize on the 1.6 billion devices that already use the site to book vacation rentals and now introduce its user base to offerings ranging from spa services to chef-prepared meals or personal training sessions. I spoke with co-founder and CEO Brian Chesky in a wide-ranging interview and asked him about the state of the consumer and travel at this moment.
Despite a lot of fears, despite concerns about tariffs and essentially trade wars diminishing consumer spending, we are still seeing people spending a lot of money. And Airbnb is a pretty good bellwether for the economy. About $90 billion a year is spent. So, for every $1,100 or so dollars spent in the world, $1 spent on Airbnb. So we get a pretty good front row seat in the economy.
What are you seeing in terms of travel internationally, or at least internationally to the U.S.? I was going to say, we spoke to Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi just last week, and he was saying he was seeing a shift internationally with travel from abroad into the United States potentially slowing down. Are you seeing the same?
Yeah, a little bit. So what we did call out is that travel into the United States and American travel is a little bit lower. And we're starting to see, say, Canadians are traveling a little bit more within Canada. Europeans are starting to stay a little bit more intra-regionally, so they might be staying a little more in Europe. So what we're seeing is not a business slowdown, but a little bit of a redirection of the business. And that may be a temporary phenomenon, but yeah, there is a little bit of a change in the U.S. business.
Since I'm a New Yorker, I should ask, because I read all these articles, New York is facing, it's been the worst, it's really the worst housing shortage in decades. But the city is still suing a hotel for listing on Airbnb. You know this. You've been dealing with this city for a long time. I imagine they might like the services part of your business, but they still don't like the main, the central part, at least thus far. Do you see that changing?
Yeah, I mean, let's just be straight up about it. I don't know if it's the city of New York that doesn't like us. It's the hotel industry in New York that's very politically powerful that doesn't like us, and that probably explains why you can't really get an Airbnb by the night in New York. But I am hopeful that that's just a temporary phenomenon. Because I think part of the reason, Andrew, that for the Airbnb ban in New York was that rental prices are up. There's always homes in Airbnb. And if we could ban Airbnb and reclaim those homes, that housing prices would go down because all this inventory would go back on the rental market. Well, they played out that experiment. And over a year later, what we found is rental prices did not go down. In fact, they went up. They even accelerated. And hotel prices didn't go down, they went up. So the only people that really won were the hotel industry. New Yorkers didn't win. I don't think really anyone else kind of won. And so we would love to find a way to get back to New York. And by the way, we're happy to limit it to people's primary residency, homes they actually live in. They can limit the number of nights they rent. We'll be happy to pay and collect and remit hotel tax, as we do in cities all over the world. There's got to be a solution. If Paris can figure this out, if London can figure this out, if even San Francisco can figure this out, I don't see why New York can't. But services are a great new opportunity for New York, and even some of our opponents might find services to be a great new way forward.
Worth mentioning, by the way, Airbnb's stock up about 22% just over the past month alone. And if you want to hear more of the conversation with Airbnb CEO Brian Chesky, we're going to show you some in the next hour, including how one holiday weekend inspired him to make all of these sweeping changes. It was a controversial one, and it involves Sam Altman, and we will show you that story in just a little bit.